Welcome to Presentation, Ponder, Practice. Black is the translation of 5 words in the Old Testament and only 1 in the New Testament. All of these words express varying degrees of darkness. The Bible speaks of black lambs, Genesis chapter 30, verses 32 through 40, and black horses, Zechariah chapter 6, verses 2 and 6. The blackening of Job's skin is mentioned in Job 30, verse 28, and it's been understood as a disease or him speaking of his sadness. His skin would turn black and fall off, Job 30, verse 30. During Job's lament over the day of his birth, he said in Job 3, verse 5, "Let the blackness of the day terrify it." Lacking a black hair was a sign that a spot on the body was leprous. Leviticus chapter 13, verses 31 and 37. The Song of Solomon tells of hair being black as a raven. Song of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 11. Black is the color of the sky before a rain. 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 45. A dark sky was used to illustrate the desolation of Judah in Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 28. God's refusal to communicate with Judah and Israel is a judgment described in gloomy terms of night, darkness, the sun gone down, and black, Micah chapter 3 and verse 6. So black may symbolize at times judgment and at other times decay. The darkened sun is referred to in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 12. An invading army in Joel chapter 2 and verse 2 is described to be like blackness spread upon the mountains, a great and powerful people. Black symbolizes or signals gloom and mourning, Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 3. As we think about black and darkness, spiritual darkness is of great concern to God and His children. We must not become darkened in our understanding as the Gentiles who were darkened in their understanding, excluded from the life of God because of the ignorance that was in them, because of the hardness of their hearts. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 18. Jesus said in John chapter 3 and verse 19 that this is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and men loved the darkness rather than the light, for their deeds were evil. Jesus also said that the faithless Jews would suffer eternal loss in outer darkness. In that place, which he described, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Matthew chapter 8 and verse 12. In Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 8, Paul was addressing the church as obedient family members when he said, "For you were formerly darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light." Jesus is the light of the world. He who follows him will not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. John 8, verse 12. God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. 1 John 1, verse 5. I hope that something we've presented in this presentation will spark your interest and cause you to search in God's Word for those things of interest. But we also hope that you will find something to ponder, that you will find something to give more thought toward, and that you will find something to put into practice. May the God of heaven bless you.